On today's show, I'm going to give you my biggest concern for every single player in the New York Knicks rotation. Before we do, though, hit that thumbs up icon and make sure you've liked the video if you are ready for a New York Knicks championship. If you want to see this team put a banner in the rafters at the world's most famous arena, click that thumbs up icon right now. Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Let's dive into it. My biggest concern for every single player on the New York Knicks roster. This is our third year in a row doing this video. I went back and looked at some of the concerns I had for other players, and they proved to be true, and others not that big of a deal. Let's start, though, with the captain, Jalen Brunson, the man who saved the New York Knicks. I'm not really concerned about anything for him. I think he's the best player in the Eastern Conference, and I wouldn't do anything to not have him be a New York Knick. I don't even know if that makes sense. I would do everything to keep him a New York Knick. How does he handle a more up-tempo offense? An offense that features more ball handling, and how does he play outside of a Tom Thibodeau structured offense? Because he was able to reach his peak with the Knicks under Tibbs, and it was Brunson or bust when it came to Tibbs and the Knicks. Like, think about this. The Knicks were 18th in total passes per game last year. The Kings, under Mike Brown, they ranked 4th his first year there and 2nd his second year there. So there is going to be a lot more ball movement and just a lot more overall passes. And I kind of expect for Jalen Brunson to maybe be off the ball a little bit more this year. You look at the most touches per game. Shout out to NBA University for this graphic. Jalen Brunson's at the top of the league in touches per game. And when it comes to time of possession, like the amount of time per game that he had the ball in his hands, it's more than anybody on this list. He had the ball in his hands for 8.6 minutes per game. Closest is Trae Young. Then you're looking at a guy like Cade Cunningham. Brunson was an on-ball guy, and deservedly so. He was the best player on the Knicks with the ball in his hands. And he's a big ISO guy. Like, that's the way the Knicks offense worked. He was at the top of the league in ISO possessions. And when it came to points per possession in the ISO, he was one of the best in the NBA as well, scoring 1.07 points per ISO. That's better than James Harden, better than Tatum, better than Anthony Edwards, better than LeBron James, better than Paolo Banchero, better than Kyrie Irving, better than DeMar DeRozan. Like, Brunson is elite in the ISO. That is why he should get the ball in ISO. But I expect there to be, like we talked about, more ball movement, more player movement, and Brunson maybe coming off ball a little bit more. And I kind of want to see that. Brunson is one of the best catch-and-shoot three-point percentage guys in the NBA. He is a threat when he's on ball, but also off ball. He's got gravity. He's going to tilt the defense because when you shoot 42.1% on catch-and-shoot threes, defense has to respect that. Thing is, he only did it 1.9 times a game. I want to see more of that. Is Brunson going to be able to play a more up-tempo style of play? Mike Brown said it in the introductory press conference. I want to play fast. Brunson could do anything. I'm just curious to see how he's going to translate to that style. I think it'll be another All-Star game. I think it'll be another All-NBA team, and the Knicks will be one of the last team standings again. Mikal Bridges. Is there more? Is there more to his game here? Will he be a bigger offensive threat under Mike Brown? Those are my two biggest concerns and really questions. You could change this video title to my biggest questions for every single player on this team. Mikal Bridges was fine as a Knick his first year. He had some really nice moments. He also had a lot of moments where I just wanted more. He didn't play all that well offensively in the playoffs. He had some moments. He carried the Knicks into fourth quarters, but overall shot 45% from the field and 33% from three, and averaged 15.6 points a game. Can he get up to 20 points a game in the regular season, scoring 2.5 more points per game? And can he have the ball in his hands more? Can he get to the rim more? Can he stop fading away so much? The Knicks need him to take a step. He'll never be the guy that was worth giving up 6 first-round picks, but can he push for an all-star game next year? Can he take his game to another level? Can he be the second scoring option on this Knicks team in the backcourt? Can he carry the offense? Can Brunson be allowed to play off ball because Bridges is running the offense? I want more pick and rolls with Bridges. I just want him to be more involved on the offense, and Mike Brown has got to figure out a way to do that. For OG Anunoby, my biggest concern will always be injuries. Because if he plays, he's going to be a winning player, and he's going to make impact plays. But if we want to table the injury talk for Anunoby, the playoff shooting numbers for me are pretty concerning. OG shot the ball well from three in the regular season. He shot well from the corners in the regular season. But in the playoffs, he let the Knicks down, man. In the left corner, he shot 27%. That's 11 percentage points less than league average. In the right corner, he shot 23%. That's, again, 11 percentage points behind league average. He left a lot of food on the table in those corner spots. Those are spots that he needs to be really a knockdown shooter at. And that's kind of what we're expecting. To compare it to the regular season, OG Anunoby shot 37% from the left corner and 38% from the right corner. So he took a major dip in the playoffs. He's got to hit those shots. What I do like is Mike Brown has already talked about it. I love that we got wings on this team. And reports have come out when he was the head coach of the Sacramento Kings, he wanted OG Anunoby on that squad. So he already likes him as a player, his skill set. I just need him to be a better three-point shooter, specifically from the corners. Because I'll say this, if OG shot 37.5% from the left corner and 38.3% from the right corner in the playoffs, they might have got to the NBA Finals and they might have won. A lot of other things would have needed to happen as well. Biggest concern for Karl-Anthony Towns, injuries. He's had injuries in the past, kind of just take him out of his way. And we saw the finger injury was a lingering problem all year long. He supposedly had some offseason stuff go down to try to get that back. But can Mike Brown get him to be more engaged, more disciplined, more active, and simply just better on defense? Can he get him to run the right defensive coverage? Can he hold him accountable? Can Karl-Anthony Towns take coaching? Can he not get in his feelings? And can he get the hell out of drop coverage? Knicks aren't going to be running drop coverage under Mike Brown. How many times have we seen a pick and pop just kill the Knicks over and over and over again? Can Cat be 5% better on defense? I'm not asking to be a defensive player of the year. Can you be 5% better on defense than you were last year? If you can, this team can win it all. If you're the same guy you were on defense last year, the Knicks might just be the same team. For the big man, Mitchell Robinson, it'll always be injuries for me. But to be more specific, it's can he be healthy for an entire regular season and then be ready to go for the playoffs? And can he stay healthy in the playoffs? Mitch is an impact player. I call him a swing guy. Like when he comes in, he can swing a game. We saw that in round one. We saw that in round two. And we saw that against the Indiana Pacers. The Achilles heel for him is always going to be availability. 17 games this year, 31 last year, 59 games before that. When he plays, he's really good. In the 18 games in the playoffs, he gave you 7 rebounds per game, flexed his muscles as the best offensive rebounder in the NBA, averaging almost 4 of those per night. And he's going to give you a block per game. He's going to give you a steal per game. The perimeter defense he showcased against the Boston Celtics was awesome. If Mitch plays, he's going to be an impact player. I need him to play. And I want the Knicks to load manage him this year. I don't want him to play back-to-backs. And I don't think there's any reason to run him into the dirt in the regular season. Another question is, should he be the starter at the center spot next to Karl-Anthony Towns? What do you think? Should Mitch start next to Cat with Brunson, OG, and Mikal? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to hear from you. My biggest concern for Miles McBride is, who is the real Deuce McBride? Will the real Deuce McBride please stand up? And will Mike Brown play him? Because we saw Mike in Sacramento have a guy that's very similar to Deuce in Keon Ellis. And he had like 22 DNPs last year. I don't know if Ellis and Brown were butting heads or whatever it may be, but Miles McBride needs to play. And I want him to play more than he did last year. I know he played 24.9 minutes per game, and that was 5 more minutes than the year before, but I wouldn't be upset if this is close to 28 minutes per game or 30 minutes per game. And when I say, will the real Deuce McBride stand up, is you averaged 8 points per game in 19 minutes, and you only averaged 1 more point per game in 5+ more minutes, and you shot significantly worse from downtown. I don't know if you're a 41% three-point shooter like you were or I guess that was 2 years ago now. Last year, you shot 36.9%. Can you get to 38? Can you get to 39%? Can you up your field goal percentage from 40 to 45 like it was the prior year? Like, I think Deuce is a good player, and I want more Deuce McBride minutes. I actually want him to play more alongside Jalen Brunson. We've seen when Brunson plays with another guard, it's one of the best tandems in the NBA. It was with Emmanuel Quickley. It has been with Deuce McBride. And if you play Deuce next to Brunson, you roll out OG and Mikal and Towns, you're going to have a 5-out offense. And you could be the best offense in the NBA, especially if Deuce gets back to shooting better than 37.5% from three. He's got to be able to knock those shots down. If he takes a step this year, that's going to be a major impact for this squad. For Jordan Clarkson, one of the biggest Knicks, and my question and concern for him is, are you a good stats, bad team guy? Can he contribute to winning for the New York Knicks? And can he get that Utah Jazz stank off him? Like, can you get that loser energy, the loser vibes, leave that in Utah, come to the Knicks, a team that's trying to win an NBA championship, find your role and be an impact player? I don't need Jordan Clarkson to average 16 points per game this year. It'd be sweet. It'd be awesome. I just think that he needs to be more efficient. You got to shoot better than 40% from the field. You got to shoot better than 41% from the field. You've only shot better than 41% one time in the last 4 years. Can you get me 12 points per game on 43% from the field? And can you shoot 36% plus from downtown? The Knicks were one of the worst teams when it came to bench scoring points per game in the regular season and playoffs. Jordan Clarkson, when it comes to players that have come off the bench, I think the stat is 500-plus games. He averages more points per game than any sixth man in NBA history. Can you come and be another really just engine to this offense off the bench? And can you do it in a winning style? Because there's a lot of ways to score points, but scoring impactful points is what I want Jordan Clarkson to do this year. For my guy, Josh Hart, I got a lot of concerns for him. And I love Josh Hart. Everybody knows I named my dog Hart. I love Josh Hart, one of my favorite players to ever wear a New York Knicks jersey. But that comes with a lot of responsibility as well. He's the biggest X factor on this team. Can he still contribute off the bench? Because I do think he is going to come off the bench. How much did Tibbs let the little Josh Hartism slide? Got lost on defense a lot. Had some nights where he just didn't want to play. And there were things that concerned me from that standpoint. And can he shoot the three with more confidence? Can he be a better three-point shooter? Shot 37% in the playoffs, but that sure is that's a misleading number, in my opinion. Shot 33% in the regular season. And the playoff numbers look good, but when you scale it down to the Eastern Conference Finals, where I thought he played his worst stretch of basketball in his Knicks career, it cost this team. Like, you can't shoot 18% from three, Josh. You can't allow other teams to guard you with their centers. And if you're only going to average 3 assists per game, you can't turn it over 2.2 times. You can't be an inefficient, scared shooter who turns the ball over, and let's call a spade a spade. In the playoffs, you were a bad defender. Like, you can shoot it. You got to have confidence. In November, you shot 40% from three. In December, you shot 42.6% from three. Maybe it was the wrist injuries. Maybe it was the finger injuries. 25%? 23.8%? 30%? Like, how do you go from being an elite shooter, because that's what these numbers are, to being one of the worst in the NBA? I love Josh Hart. The Knicks have to find a way. The Knicks, Mike Brown, has to find a way to use him to his best abilities. I think he should still play 25-plus minutes per game. But he has to take some responsibility. You got a big summer ahead of you, Josh. You play well in the playoffs, the Knicks don't lose. You didn't play well against the Pacers, and we lose. Guerschon Yabusele, kind of similar to Jordan Clarkson. Was his production with the 76ers just because they were bad and they had to have someone score the ball and they had to have someone to give the ball to and run their offense through? Like, we all know what happened in Philly last year. Injury after injury after injury. Maxey, Embiid, Paul George, and more injuries after that. Can he contribute in a winning way? And he might need to get in a little bit better shape. Like, Yabusele is a great offensive player. And I'm expecting him with the Knicks to be a contributor off the bench in a winning way off the bench. Score. Be who you are. Be aggressive. Bring some dog. Bring some fight. But I think he may need to shed a few LBs, get in better shape, and be ready to roll. Shout out to DJ Ace NBA on Twitter. Awesome follow. Great dude. Tweet this out. A bit worried about Yabusele's shooting form as he fatigues. It is one of the more extreme two-motion shots in the league. It requires so much upper body power. In the few fourth-quarter games I have watched, seems like he's struggling with three-point distance. So I saw that, and I was like, all right, well, let me just go look at the data. And the data proves exactly what DJ said true. The first quarter, knockdown shooter, 39% from the field, from three. In the second quarter, shoots 43% from three. And after halftime, down to 37. I'll take that every day of the week. But in the fourth quarter, legs get heavy, legs get heavier, tired. Shots become a little bit difficult. Space shrinks. Shot 27.7% from three. At the end of the day, probably don't need Yabusele carrying the Knicks on offense in the fourth quarter, but we're looking for concerns, and we're just trying to point stuff out here. I think he could use I think he could benefit from being in a little bit a better shape when it comes to that. I don't really want to talk about my biggest concerns for the rookies from last year when it comes to Tyler Kolek, Ariel Huck-Porty, as well as Pacome Dadier, just because they didn't really put enough on tape last year for me to have concerns. What I'll say is this. Mike Brown has to figure out a way to either turn Huck-Porty, Tyler Kolek, or Pacome Dadier into impact players. Maybe not impact players, but guys that can help you win ball games. Like with the way the CBA is going, the Knicks need some of these young guys they've picked over the last 2 years to be impact players. So for Huck-Porty and Dadier and Kolek, can Kolek defend in the NBA? Can he beat guys off the dribble? Can Huck-Porty stay healthy? Is Dadier going to be a guy that we just never see his potential? I'm hoping all of those things are wrong, but those are just some things that I'm kind of thinking about with them. I don't want to go too deep on the rookie class from last year. And who knows if those guys are even going to be in the rotation. For Mike Brown, find a guy from the rookie class last year that's going to impact winning. That's what you need to do. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Love doing these videos, just talking ball and with all of you. If you like the video, please hit the like button. I just like doing these videos. We're going to chop it up and talk Knicks hoops. If you enjoy just hoop head talk, hit that thumbs up icon. And make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_. Give me a follow, and let's go Knicks.